Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope your days has been great. And you guys are having some awesome time. Well, it's very chilly. Nothing really much going on today. I noticed yesterday a lot of questions about how do these things work? How do how do I make all these things work generally? And I think basically one of the most I think one of the things uh, one of the things that I would really want us to focus on this is have just a quick recap on how to work with APIs, how to work with APIs and databases, and scale this much further and see how you could generally follow what we had definitely started working on yesterday, and definitely scale it much further. Thank you guys who are up very early in the morning, like around some few minutes to 10, and I'm already having some 5 viewers, and that's very, very much interesting to know. Please let me know in case I'm not audible enough. Let me know. Yeah, I might be able to, talk much louder, but I believe you guys are able to hear me up. Yeah, cool. Thank you. So before I go ahead and share my screen. Right now, it's very important to note that you should be able to work with APIs. You should be able to, come up with your own APIs, be able to connect to a database, be able to create a table and the rest of the things. And part of the things that we'll be advancing right now, going much further, is how do you now go ahead and use your APIs or use your database to definitely use your APIs, which is fully connected with your API. So basically, that's what we'll be looking in this. Nothing much more, nothing much less. Part of this is already coded down, so I'll just be explaining for you guys what it's all about. The rest of these, we're gonna just have to see a way of writing it up. So yeah, be awesome. Cool, thank you. So I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Forgive me. Just a moment. I need to drag and drop some few things. So just give me some few moments. I need to drag and drop some few things. Make sure that they are all working as perfect before I go ahead to uh, yes. So and so forgive me for that. And there's just some other one more thing that I need to go ahead and do. So that at least I'll be sharing my screen. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, remember, even as we start doing this, there are some other things that I might not be able to discuss with you guys, because my assumption is you already know them. But in case you guys also feel that my assumption is wrong, you are always free to, pop in, ask, that at least I get time to fully explain for you guys how this is being done and the rest of the thing. So then basically that is it. So I'll be going ahead to share my screen right now. I'm all set up. Yeah, share the screen. So I believe it's working. Yeah, so before I go ahead I actually realize I have a lot of things. Working on. So my font here is too big for nothing. So please just allow me to terminate that process and uh, open up a new terminal, which is going to be that. It's okay. So I'm just gonna drag and drop this to cover the entire major part of the screen. So yes, cool. Nothing much. So I have my terminal here. Yeah. So part of the things that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna cd into projects. I'm gonna cd into Flask Flask API. I'm gonna activate the environment. So it's env bin activate. I'm gonna export Flask. So I'm gonna say export export Flask. So it's capital, everything uppercase. Flask up. Flask up. And I'm gonna say this is run.py. That is already done. So right now, everything is not like really set and working. All we have to go ahead and do is to just figure out some of the mechanisms of making things to work. So basically, that's what we'll be looking at. I am actually realizing that I have some very small fonts here. They are so small for you guys to see. So I think that's much pretty okay. Um, so I'm gonna stop there. So part of the things that we were actually able to do by yesterday was before, I mean, the day before yesterday was being in a position to have different versions of API. So inside here, um, this was my views. So I had my get and I had my post. So in my get, I was definitely calling in a function that's called so I am definitely inheriting from other operations, or this would be somewhere that something that I have in my model. So in my models I just declared the order list. In this order list, it just declares an object of this class, and from there the get order is just returning the entire list. Then the post was taking item 1, item 2, and the price, populating the payload, then appending everything. So just to have um, you know a wider picture of how this is all being done. This is what I had up to the time I left this just running. So another thing that I had was I went to the init file and I just said I'm using blueprint. So definitely I'm just saying blueprint version 1 is equals to version 1 of the API is equals to blueprint, text in the name, text in the API name, and the URL prefix. I'm instantiating all that to then I'm saying API is equals to API, which I'm calling from Flask RESTful, and that I'm saying API add resources. So this one has two endpoints, so we have get and post all inside this one file. Another thing that I had was so that's from this where I actually came and started developing an endpoint version 2. And for endpoint version 2, I nearly had a similar thing. Then in this case, it's not called endpoint version 2. Everything remains the same. The functions remains the same and everything. However, in this scenario, I was definitely going to use a database connection. So you can see I'm importing the connection here. I'm instantiating the connection. I had some few queries. So these are now the things that we really need to come ahead and work on. So like I said, some of these things you haven't developed and the rest of the things. But with all that in place, so let's go ahead and start working on all these connections before we actually come to this order models. So very important. So guys, I'm here, and part of the things I'm actually looking forward to is, I think I'd actually explained how best we can go ahead and have all our order models. I mean, put our database URL configurations in any file, and store it in our local, and as a local environment variable. So that's the thing. So this is like our connection function. This is our create tables function. So oh no. So this is our create tables function. And remember what I said. So for create tables, some of these things you need to put yourself in an amazing position so that at least they are actually able to work with them. And how does that one work? I just declared a variable called db1, and my db1 is definitely going to create for me a table called products, and that table has products names, has product ID, name, price, quantity, and definitely the date which is created. So I don't really want to worry about that. Another thing that I have is db2, and I think this one can be 2 or 3. So okay, so this can be 3. Let me just, it's just some random variable name. So I have sales, and I have sales ID, items, price, attendance, and I have like date created, so I don't want to worry about that. Another thing that I have is users, and this is very much important. So I have user ID, first name, last name, username, role, and everything, password, dedicated, and everything. So that's it. So I'm just inserting everything into a list. Then down this, I'm returning just the entire list. So you guys are not able to see, but I'm saying return queries, which is here, because I'm not using a full screen right now. So yeah, I think that will be very much clear with you guys going forward. So scaling this, in my create tables, I'm calling the connection, I'm passing for it the URL. Then I'm creating my cursor. Then I'm calling my tables, and I'm saying for queries, in the queries that I have here, execute each and every query in this list, because you guys already know that this is already a list. So I just want to tell it to execute each and every query which is already here, so that at least you know. Part of the things that we'll definitely look at much further on some other time is, how are we able to create our, generally how are we able to create, how do I put it, uh, how are we going to be able to create our tear down function. And that's what I had the straight tables here for too. Right now we haven't like really reached a point to have written the test, but in case we were to write the test, this would have been very, very much important for us right now. I think with all these on board, part of the things that I am thinking to have, I'm not thinking to have the connection URL. So please, I don't want to use it. So let me just have something called init.db, and this init.db, I'm not calling anything, so I don't want to use anything. So I want to say conf is equals to connection, one is equals to connection. I'm passing for it the URL, return con. Yeah, very important. So there's a reason why I don't want to use this. There's a reason why I want to use this. The main reason as to why I don't want to use this is, guys, this is very straightforward. This connection here needs a URL. And I don't want to pass this URL in my model, so I just want to pass it once and for all. And I believe my initDB takes in all that consideration once and for all, and it's fully dubbed out. Yeah, so basically that is the main reason. So we might be having some background noise. Hopefully we'll be able to sort that one out. So let's come here. So allow me to say, I don't want to call this orders, allow me to call this products, product, save product, so it takes in. So we just come here and see what it takes in. Top products takes name, price, and quantity. Name, price, quantity. I wouldn't want to use this, so I do want to use that should be the area name. Should be name. Price. Okay. This would be quantity, name, price, quantity. Yeah, I think that's okay. Name. So this is just taking each and everything which is here. Price and quantity. It's all there. So then I'm creating my cursor. Here the only thing I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use init db. I'm going to use init db because this is not what I find I need to use. Sorry. So I have my query. And here I'm definitely going to pass my payload. Very important. Then I'm gonna have then here I'm gonna select some products. I have product ID, so let me just copy this. So product ID, name, price, and quantity. And I hope that is some quantity which is here. So let me just confirm that. Yes. Sorry, I'm just switching a bit. I'm fetching all of them, so I'm not really, and response is equals to for items, and then also I need to have this product ID to come here, product ID to come here, and product ID to come here, name to come here, name to come here, name to come here. And this is not a string right now, so price is an integer. Everything remaining is an integer, so copy this, name, price, think we'll have to use this quantity. Yes, so we have product ID, name, quantity. Well, so res and the time. Okay, so basically this is what I have. Then I'm definitely returning the response here. I think this is okay. I don't have any other issue with this here. So just confirm this is okay. And that's very much okay. So everything seems to be working. So I think I'll come to explain for you guys what I did. Let me go to my views. Forget, I'm just going to get orders the storage orders. Okay, for let me just start with post. I'm gonna have my data is equals to request this. I have name, price, and quantity. So yeah, is ham price quantity. Uh, so these are the keys from the JSON database. So I have to pass in here name, price, quantity. Yes, everything seems to be working pretty fine. So result is equal to that me sending data. Okay. These are post. This should be 200. So this should be 200. This 201. Just let me see if this is works. If this works, pretty fine. Okay, I think this should be able to work for us. This should be able to work for us. So let me save that. Let me save this too. The only problem we might have is a problem of relative import. So that's basically we can expect that. So anyway, so I came here and just did the same thing of what I had the other side. Let me just see if I change something. So in my models, I call this product. So yeah, sorry, forgive me. I call this product. So I have to come and change this one here. So forgive me. So I change this to products. I don't want to call this. So I want to call it product views. Product views. So Fibonacci sale is the function about declare the line right? So this will so anyway, my point was here. So definitely I'll come instead of orders, I'll change this to product views, and this one definitely change to product views. This should definitely change to products. Yes. So I have version 2 and definitely that I have here your prefix version 2 and everything. That looks pretty cool. I'll go ahead and have my when I go to this index, I'm saying from API version 2 import version 2 as v2 register. Okay, so this is also working pretty fine. I think, however, there's something that I also need to come ahead and do and say from dbcon import create tables. Yes, so very important that let's put that function there. I don't want anything to do with it. So what am I doing here? I'm definitely calling up this function. I'm definitely calling up this function, which definitely goes ahead and creates for us all our tables. So it's very cool with us. Hope the spelling is correct. Hope the spelling is very much correct. I hope the spelling is very much correct. So when I come here, hope the spelling is very much correct. So we are set. Time to run our Flask application. Let's see what it has. Did I import psychopg2? Yes. So Flask run. Let me see. Cool. I have an error. Indentation error in dbcon.py. Sorry, I didn't expect that. Okay, guys, thank you. Some obvious error. Okay. Flex run. Return queries. Okay. I think I really expected this to happen. So. Forgive me for this. Okay. I didn't see this coming, so. So I think can do flask run, no module called psychopg2. So I'll just do pip install psychopg2 pg2 binary. So this is like the latest version of psychopg that we need to be working with. So when I installed, okay, plus one. Oh, okay, I got it. So we need to have different names for our blueprints. API 2. This should be API 1. Okay. Cool. Our app is running and set, and everything's working. So let's go ahead and open our Postman. Open Postman. I'll come to bring drag and drop this one here. Yes. So let me drag and drop this one here, and I think everything should be okay. Let me do a get. I'm gonna do a get. Yes, I have my orders are empty. Okay, so I've actually just realized that I have some errors. I didn't change some of these things. I also don't know whether my post will be working. But anyway, so Let me have another request. I'm gonna have another request. So new request plus KPI. Oh no, it's plus KPI. Request name products. Get products v2 and products and I send. Oh, cool. It's working. These are just change this. So that's code. Okay, everything is on. Now I need to post. So I'm gonna post. I'm gonna post that, and I'm gonna come to row and select JSON, and come to my body, all that thing to be working, and I'll say name uh, my journey price 500 150. Let me send this. Data is equals to null. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Constraint. Let me do a get. Total server error. Okay. Models. Server closes my models. So forget is actually working, but let me return payload. Return a payload. Okay, so let me put this one here. Sorry, I'm just trying to format this thing out. This will work. Price. Sounds good. Okay, it looks good. I'm gonna go to my views, my products. Payload. Pedal. Okay, makes sense. I'll go ahead and start running this. So products, maybe I'll get internal server error 137, 137, my models. Oh no, damn. So it's not even a matter of all these things that I've been struggle to do here. Yeah. Give me. I didn't like really even view the errors. Sorry. Um, okay, so have we started? See, I'm here. See, that's one. That's good. You want to do a get? Wow, you guys can see. I have my products because I had successfully inserted it. So I have my products right now, and it's working pretty fine. I can do a post again. Can do a post. In this case, when I come to my body, I'll put biryani, biryani, 200, two, two plates. So that I'm not like really much worried about all that. And when I send this, just the payload that I've posted, and from there I'm able to do a get of everything. And when I get, you guys can see I have my biryani here, and I have my journey here. Yeah, so basically that's how you can go definitely go ahead and use databases. Remember, at no single point did we create these tables. Like, did we go anywhere to start creating these tables individually? But then at any given point, what we did was to define our queries and create our tables when our app was being created in the init file. So that's the reason why we had all this. And now you're actually registering different versions of APIs here. For guys who doesn't know how to work with APIs and blueprints and the rest of the things, please take a read at the previous videos that we have actually had. They're all in my YouTube channel. Um, Another thing I would advise is feel free to reach out in case you don't know how blueprints works. We'll be able to bring you out each and everything. Go in and start looking at each and everything together with you so that at least you are very much at par with what we are doing. Thank you guys and have some good morning. For the guys who are watching online, do you guys have any question? You guys are only two, so feel free to ask any question. We might be able to have a good time to do it. Any question? Guys are watching online. Do you guys have any questions? Hello, I'm waiting for the questions. Yes, great to be here. You're audible enough. Thank you, Maurice. Maurice is asking if in the creatable SQL statement, what is the meaning of varying 1000? Uh, so I think Maurice is one of the most interesting things that you really need to know about some of these SQL queries. Like for example, I'm saying varying is because this thing has to be under like less than 1,000 characters. I know like name is very huge, but these are just some of the things I didn't pay keen attention on. But then I hope next time you can figure out and like some good range that you can definitely work with. Yes. Any other question, Maurice? This just specifies the number of characters. That's all. Good stuff. Imagine bliss. Oh my God, Daniel K, you've just joined. I'm just seeing you've joined. So you're saying let's just do an overview first, then we'll be able to ask questions. So anyway, let me just go through everything that I did right now. The first thing I did was to have this database, I think, and the database had this connection. This is just to do for us our connections. Remember, I have a URL here. I'm connecting to my database called store manager. Localhost port is equals to this, username and root is equals to the password. And there are two things here. I can either choose to use DB URL or I can choose to use the URL, because URL is actually here, but DB URL is now this one. Is when I actually, in case I decide to store it as an environment variable, I'll use DB URL, which will still work. I'll just take this and import it out. So that's not big. So this does the connection. This also does some sort of connection, but it's just the above one. But this is what I'll be using in my models. This creates our tables, and it's just importing from this function again. This is supposed to help us in tear down, in which unfortunately right now we are still not doing testing, so we are not definitely tearing down anything. um, so I'm actually going to import this. So I'm actually going, first of all, I'm going to import this function create tables to my create app function. And the main reason is for when my create app function is being run, it should actually go ahead and run and create for me the tables when my app is being created. So that is the main reason as to why I'm actually doing it. Secondly, I'm gonna come to this and import the initdb function, which is gonna do for me my connections in each and every case scenario that I'm gonna work with. So when I come to my models, that is what I'm gonna import initdb, and I'm gonna create put it as a class object, and it's definitely what I'm gonna use for passing in my query. So this is like my product based class, and it has really nothing quite unique. It has nothing much which is very much quite unique. It's only that the same method taking name, price, and quantity. I'm gonna write it, generate the full payload data, or which I wanna insert. I'm using some SQL query to do my insert. I'm creating my cursor. I'm executing my cursor. Then I'm committing everything. Remember what Malcolm said in the previous video about doing database commits. Then I'm returning this payload here. So this payload is what is very much important for me right here. Then this is get. So get, I'm just having my DB contact. I can actually go ahead and use this, or I can. So I'm just instantiating myself.db here as to call it dbcon. I'm creating my cursor. I'm executing this query. Then I'm fetching all. Fetch this, fetch one, and fetch all. So fetch all just gets everything. Then I'm saying for items in enumerate data, I'm just going to fetch in this everything that I actually requested here, put it in some form of dictionary, and append it to my response, which is actually an empty list. So basically, that is what I have. So for each and every record, I want to append it here as a dictionary of each and every item that then I'm returning that. Uh, I think from there, what I'm gonna have outside here is I'm gonna come to my model, my view. Sorry, I'm going to import my products, which is actually from the models. Then this is definitely putting as an environment as a class object. The order is equals to self dot get order. So this get orders method is actually in product, so very much important. Then I'm just putting everything and running my orders. Then the post, generally getting all data from Postman, and calling in my method with different arguments that it takes and returning the response. So basically that's what I have. I don't know whether there is much more. And then, oh, sorry. Then the last bit is now, using my blueprints to, get different routes that I need. So then it is this blueprint here that I'll be coming to the um to the init inside app, and I'm saying from. So this was for version one. This was for the version one. Then this for the version two. I don't know whether there's any much more question on this. You guys can really take time to watch the entire video. It will be very, very helpful for you. Yes, thank you. Any other question? Guys watching online, just feel free to type it. Feel free to leave a thumbs up for the video, like my YouTube, subscribe and like this video. We'll be able to sort the rest of the things out. Okay, guys. Since there's no much question, you guys do have some amazing morning. If I would call it so. So bye, guys.